Ashraf says, what does simultaneously mean? So it's a good question from Ashraf. It simply means at the same time, right? But you can use it in different ways. How do you actually use it? There's a difference between knowing a word, knowing what it means, and then knowing how to use it, and even more importantly, how most people use it so that you can sound natural when you do use it, right? So we tend to have two different forms of this. Simultaneously is an adverb. Simultaneously is an adjective. Did I say that? Simultaneous is the adjective. Simultaneously is the adverb. Right. So if you say that two things are simultaneous, then you're describing them as though they have that trait or characteristic, right? We would say the events are simultaneous. The events are simultaneous. Okay, so that's using them as an adjective. What are they? They're simultaneous. Okay, they're describing the events. But actually, that's not as common, probably not nearly as common as the word simultaneously, used as an adverb. Now, why? Well, think about it. Usually, when we're talking about things happening at the same time, we're talking about actions. And so actions are described by adverbs, right? So when would we use simultaneously? So we could say I was drinking a cup of coffee, watching a movie, petting my cat, and reading a book simultaneously. I was simultaneously drinking a cup of coffee, petting my cat, watching a movie, and reading a book. So actually, you can move it around. It doesn't have to be locked in one place when you use it. I'm doing those things at the same time. Is there any difference in saying at the same time and simultaneously? Well, at the same time has its own separate meanings. We often use it to say things like, at the same time, maybe. So that's sort of saying, but. That's a slightly different usage of at the same time. So they don't always mean the same time. But at the same time, they usually do, if that makes sense. So use simultaneously when you want to express something fairly quickly. You want to just say, they're at the same time, they're happening at the same time, and maybe you're not trying to focus on that fact, or not trying too much to focus on that fact. It's very flexible. You can use it in a lot of different ways, and as I said, you can move it around. I feel that simultaneously has a slightly more formal sound to it compared to at the same time, right? So for example, we left home simultaneously. We left home at the same time. These two actions happen at the same time. I think there, because it's just kind of a casual action, it's not important that it happen exactly at the same time, and it's more general. It feels more relaxed to me. I would use at the same time there instead of simultaneously. Whereas if I want to emphasize the sameness a little bit more, then I might use simultaneously. For example, they completed the exam simultaneously, 5 seconds before the buzzer went off. Okay. Maybe I would say simultaneously there because I really want to emphasize the fact that it's exactly at the same time. There's a bit more focus on the exactness when we use simultaneously. The feeling is that way, and also I feel it's a bit more formal sounding. So hopefully that answers your question. That's a good one. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description.